Once again, Brother Jamal here on this video. We communicate to educate and organize, and truth is the wealth of freedom. Once again, we communicate to educate and organize, and truth is the wealth of freedom. We are talking about on this video the bodies that's being found in Houston, Texas. I think the number is up maybe to like 15 bodies that have been found in Houston, Texas. They are trying not to say we believe it's a serial killer that's out, and most of the people that's being murdered, I think, in Houston are black people. They found a body. I think they said the number was up to like 15, 5 last week they found, and they found some more bodies. They're saying the number's up to 15, and they're trying not to alarm the people in Houston, but we believe it's a serial killer that's simply going around murdering black men, black women, black girls, boys, you name it, and could be a white supremacist. That's what we could be happening. Um, the other thing is too is that the brother here in Des Moines, Iowa, who was a superintendent, who was arrested, we believe all that was a setup because what we heard, information we got, he had told the ISIS people not to go. They were not allowed to go into two of the high schools. I think Lincoln High School and maybe North High School. And so I'm sure they didn't like the fact of someone telling them they couldn't go into schools, especially when it came to a black man telling them that. So we believe all this was a setup. We believe all this was, they framed him to get him out of that position and to get someone else in that position. We believe that's what this is, was a setup, by the authorities, by the government. That's what we believe. Also, we got some information that there had been 7 lynchings of black men that have taken place in this country. 7 lynches. See, I'm not going to go through all the names and the details and all that, but we know the number is up there. 7 lynches have taken place in America with black men. So that lets you know the condition and the situation. And then we have some joker who was the director of the FBI, I guess that's what he calls himself, telling us that we shouldn't be celebrating, we shouldn't be commemorating our sister, may her soul rest in peace, Assata Shakur. Well, the reason that we had the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army, for him that he don't know about America, because I don't think you're from America. If you were from America, you probably don't have no recollect of how 1940 and 1950 was in the United States for black people. So there was a need. There was a need to have a Black Panther Party. There was a need to have a Black Liberation Army to fight, to stand up and fight against this corrupt government, this corrupt system that we live up under that is causing all of the oppression to black and brown and poor people in America. So you needed to have someone like the Black Panther Party. You needed to have someone like the Black Liberation Army. Now, unfortunately, the past director that was over the FBI, J. Gay Hoover, that's who was over the FBI in the past, and they didn't do nothing but harass the black groups, black organizations, and black people in this country. That's all they did. They had a program called the Counterintelligence Program, which was to target black people who were fighting against this corrupt system, which is still like that today. And the person that we have as the president is nothing but a dictator. That's all. And when you hear them talk about making America great, taking it back like it used to be, well, for anybody that lived in the 1940s and 50s and 60s, then all we had was segregation and we had Jim Crow. So the Black Liberation Army, the Black Panther Party, all of the black activists, all the students, and all the people that protested against that, that's what we had to fight against them. So this person that's the director of the FBI, whatever he calls himself, um, he probably wasn't even in America at the time when Jim Crow and segregation was here. So how can you speak upon today's terms, upon the day and what is going on? How can you speak on that? So the oppression, the racist police officers in the New Jersey area during the time of the Panther Party and Assata Shakur, those people then was just like the people are today. That racist, white supremacist attitude and behavior. And this man that's in the director of the FBI, what he needs to do is, if you don't know anything about the history, then you really need to keep your mouth shut. You need to shut up and sit down somewhere because you don't know what you're speaking about. You don't know what you're speaking up on, and you don't know what you're talking about. So yes, we continue to talk about Assata Shakur because she was a warrior. She was a fighter, and she led that charge to fight against this kind of oppression, this kind of colonizing of black and brown and poor people in this country. Yes, she led that charge. And the thing that we are so thankful for, that she got a chance to go into exile, go into Cuba, live out the rest of her life, and she passed away there. They weren't able to bring her back here, put her on trial, and humiliate her and try to just do all the things they would want to do to her. She was not able to, they were not able to do it. So I know they pissed off about that. But see, Allah had a plan for her to go to Cuba, for her to pass away there, live out her life in peace, and she passed away there. See? So you wasn't able to do what you thought you would do. It says, we believe. Allah says, man has plans, Allah has plans, and Allah is the best of planner. So $1 million bounty on her. You weren't able to collect it because she was able to live in Cuba. And we thank Fidel Castro and the Cuban people who made sure that they weren't able to go in there and swoop her up and bring her back here and try to put her on trial and humiliate us, because that's what they really wanted to do. See, maybe even give her the death penalty. But Allah decided it was for her to stay in Cuba, live out her life, those years that she had left, live out her life. I think she was like 78 years old. Live out her life and stay there. She put a book out. Any of you want to check out Assata, the book on her life. I think she had a daughter that was there in Cuba. She had a child there. So that's our sister. And yes, we commemorate her because she was a warrior. See, she was a member of the Black Liberation Army. And if anybody know anything about the BLA, back in the day, they was the group. They was the group back in the day when some needed to be done, some needed to be taken care of. I'm not going to go into lots of details about their operation. But if some need to be taken care of, some need to be done, and somebody was doing something that wasn't right, uh, people in the community might have talked about it for a minute or two. Look up, a couple of days passed, and it was taken care of. It was dealt with. See, and everybody knew how the BLA was. And the thing that I loved about back in the day, people didn't run their mouth. You didn't have no rats and snitches like you got today's time. See, people kept their mouth shut. Wasn't nobody running their mouth. That's what I loved about back in the day. Once again, Brother Jamal, our motto is we communicate to educate and organize. And truth is the wealth of freedom, y'all. Truth is the wealth of freedom.